Oh, hello. Welcome to Dead House. This thing is like The Walking Dead, Kids Bop edition. We're talking creepy neighbors, graveyards, and one of the bleakest endings Goosebumps ever put on TV. Goosebumps was huge when I was a kid. I was more of an Erie, Indiana guy myself, but when I was at friends' houses and this happened to be on, I always had a good time. But now, as an adult, it's time to investigate further. A family moves to the gloomy town of Dark Falls, only to discover that their neighbors may actually be the undead. And here's the thing, at one point, this exact Goosebumps story almost became a Hollywood movie written by George A. Romero, the guy who practically invented zombie movies. We'll get into that madness in a bit. But first, let's dive into the episode based on the story that started it all. We start out with R.L. Stine introducing this special two-part story. You know it's going to be something special when my boy Stine is here to introduce it.
Hello, I'm R.L. Stine.
Hey, how dare he pretend he doesn't know we're there? Who does that? Oh, hello.
I write the Goosebumps books.
I've always admired how unnatural his acting ability is in these.
Welcome to Dead House. I think you're going to like your new house.
It kind of adds to the charm of the guy. That and the... Anyway, the Benson family is on their way to their new home in Dark Falls. The parents moved their kids 500 miles from their previous home. And Josh is pissed.
Dark Falls. A dumb name for a town.
His sister's pissed too because she asked for the most stylish 90s haircut she could get. So her barber gave her the John Connor do. They pull up to their new house and it's a dump. But the parents are optimistic about fixing the place up. Amanda looks upstairs and sees someone peering out the window, but she's super chill about it, all things considered. Look, the person is still tugging on the curtain even after it's closed.
Josh, please get out of the car. Please don't make everything more difficult.
The dad thinks his son is being a dick. I love the dad's muffled disdain here.
Please don't make everything more difficult.
So Amanda is looking around the place and she runs into this creep. But she has the instincts of a lemming and moves to the corner of the room where there's no escape. It turns out it's the real estate guy who sold the family the house. His name is Compton.
I'm Compton Dawes of Dark Falls Realty.
And he insists everyone calls him that too.
Mr. Dawes.
Please, Compton.
Come downstairs, Mr. Dawes.
Compton, I insist.
Don't insist that we call you Compton. It's one thing to be named Compton. It's another to insist that we call you that. Don't be so selfish. The mom takes out this hideous framed wreath and has it hung on the wall. Now Compton is all antsy and we just know that there's something up with that wreath because the actor is telegraphing it hard.
I'll let myself out.
Now, I never read the Goosebumps books when I was growing up, all right? So as I'm watching this, I'm in the dark here! I'm in the dark here! I don't think my parents banned me from reading the books. It's just that I was more of a choose-your-own-adventure man myself. Did you read Goosebumps as a kid, or did you just watch the TV show? Let me know. That night, Amanda sees an alarming amount of weird activity in and around her house. First, the neighbor across the street is looking at her like a pervert. Then a random kid walks past her doorway. Again, Amanda is not as freaked out as I would be if that happened. She's taking everything in stride, quite honestly. She asks her brother if he saw it, but he swears he was brushing his teeth without a lick of toothpaste anywhere in sight. I love how awkwardly he wields that toothbrush of his. So you know how this goes. Her family doesn't believe her when she speaks up about the shadowy figure she's seeing. But we know better. I mean, why would we be watching this if we thought it was about a girl who reacts mildly to moving shadows? The next morning, we meet some weird neighbor lady who brings over some muffins and coffee as a welcoming gift. She doesn't like the wreath either. Or Petey the dog.
Oh, he's just mad because I didn't bring him anything.
You know they're a bad guy when the dog doesn't like them. Just saying. Dark Falls is practically empty on the streets. Everyone is peering out their window or staying in the shade. At this point, I'm thinking everyone's a vampire of some sort. Vampires don't like sun, right? But then these kids come out of a wooded area, and I know they're not in direct sunlight, but there's still sun around. So they can't be straight up vampires, right? Otherwise they'd be burning up. This kid named Ray lets the Bensons know that he used to live in their house. They ask him where he lives now, but he won't say.
Well, where do you live now?
Don't You dare be so coy, especially when you look like you could be Tips Fedora's cousin. We also meet the creepy neighbor lady's daughter. Everyone's wearing hats, and they don't like sun. They're vampires. It's nighttime again. You know what that means. Weird home invasion stuff is going to happen to Amanda. A ghostly looking girl warns her to get away while she can. At this point, her family is really getting pissed at her because she keeps waking them up in the middle of the night. Then they tell her it's just a dream. The dad notices a hole in the wall.
There's a hole in the wall here.
This guy gets it. Amanda's just crying out for some home improvement during the middle of the night. She's not actually seeing ghosts. Josh demonstrates that he's the only one with common sense in this family.
We never should have moved. And that's all I'm gonna say.
Little shit. So the dad plugs the wall, and there's a boom shadow right there, by the way. But yeah, he plugs the wall and makes a dad joke.
That ought to keep the boogeyman out. Or boogie girl.
And then he gets offended that Amanda didn't fake laugh at it.
It was a joke, honey.
This is where we get some juicy information about what's been going on. The dad bought the house because it was super cheap. The town has been going through some hard times.
We're lucky we got this house so cheap.
And he's taking advantage of that so he can write his book. So he sold his old house to move to this low population, asbestos-soaked dump so he could write his book.
It means you get to work on the book you're writing.
That's right.
That we never see him writing. We never even see a laptop computer in this whole two-part saga. The poor dude keeps finding problems with the house throughout this episode, but it never seems to faze him fully. Josh drops some money into a broken cellar door hole. Okay, this place is going to end up costing way more than the dad thought in repairs alone. Why didn't he just move to a better suburb? Petey's going wild at something on the other side of the fence, and then this hand pops out of the cellar. Dude's just trying to get some sleep and everyone's being too loud. That night, a hand bursts through a wall in the house. What's with the hands bursting out of every seam in the house? Like, what's the point of that? If you're gonna do something, come out, eat the humans, suck their blood, do whatever you're gonna do, but none of this breaking the wall down. That's just not cost effective. Everyone blames Amanda for dreaming.
Are you sure you didn't have another bad dream?
This wasn't a dream!
Except they see a fresh hole in the wall. Petey snatches a newspaper that sheds light on the town's backstory. There was a bad accident at the local chemical factory that killed a bunch of workers. So that's why they got such a good price on the house. The family is obviously angry about this deception that Compton pulled on them.
Why didn't you tell us about this?
It was 3 years ago.
Even though they should have done their own research before agreeing to pay for this place. I know there wasn't a huge internet presence at the time, but still.
What's a webpage? Something ducks walk on?
And it's hilarious how unsympathetic Compton is to everything.
I still think it's something you should have told us about.
Perhaps I should have. Well, I'd better get going.
The neighbor girl, Karen, shows up to hang out. She doesn't like the wreath either. She suggests that Amanda take it down because it's likely causing all the weird stuff that's happening. Look how much denial the parents have about everything. Petey's missing, it's obviously suspect, but they let their kids roam around this modern day Chernobyl of a town by themselves just because they have lunch plans with the creepy neighbors. So Amanda and Josh look for Petey in the woods and they find a cemetery where a bunch of zombies are having a town hall meeting about eating the Bensons.
I don't have any more time. I need to feed now.
Okay, so they aren't vampires. They're full-on zombies. And here's the wild part. At one point, this exact story almost became a George A. Romero movie, like I mentioned earlier. Yes, The Night of the Living Dead guy. Back in 1996, Romero actually wrote a full screenplay for Welcome to Dead House. It stuck to the whole creepy town of the undead idea, but with way more gore, way more social commentary, and way less chance of ever being appropriate for kids. Of course, Scholastic Books and Fox Kids were like, maybe let's not traumatize children with a Goosebumps movie directed by the godfather of zombie horror. So the script got shelved, but it's real. It's sitting in a university archive right now. Anyway, in the actual version that we got on TV, the family isn't dealing with Romero gore, just pale Canadians and zombie makeup. So let's get back to the cemetery. I'm still a little confused about what kind of creatures these people have become. They can't be in sunlight, like a vampire. Ray says he died, but he's not dead. Okay, that's a zombie, I guess. Look, they're zompires. Let's just call them that from now on. Turns out Ray is a watcher. The townspeople needed his blood to survive, and now he needs the Benson's blood to survive. It's a vicious cycle. The zompires chase after the kids have a close call, and the parents are having an awkward lunch date with the neighbors at that very moment. They keep cutting back and forth. The creepy neighbors are dropping ominous vibes and warnings.
Lunch will be ready in a minute.
We're ready.
But the parents, they just don't get it, do they?
Oh, you just don't get it, do you?
Oh, come on, that wasn't very passionate. Put your back into it, at least. Well, anyway, now the parents believe the kids. All it took was a mass swarm of zompires beating down the windows to convince them. Here's the thing, though. Amanda convinces her parents to throw the wreath into the fire.
It's that wreath!
In hopes of... And now that it's burning, it's revealed that the neighbors are zompires too. Now that the wreath is destroyed, they can feed on the Bensons without interference. The zompires chase the family up the stairs. Oh dude, come on. You don't need to destroy the house anymore, okay? You got them. I love a good fixer-upper as much as anyone, but this just... The place is getting too trashed. It's making me anxious. Now they're all in the attic and the family is cornered. It's no use. They're doomed. Except Amanda and Josh rip apart the boarded up windows and all the zompires melt away. The cheapskate part of me instantly started thinking, hey, now you can live there in peace. You melted the monsters and now you can sell their clothes on eBay. What is wrong with me? The Bensons bust out of there as fast as they can. I love how Compton says, I'm hungry! Also, he's not dissolving in the sun like the rest of them. His hat's off and everything. What a jerk. And what a plot hole. The best hole to have. Now there's good news and there's bad news. The good news is that they find Petey on the side of the road. The bad news? He's being color corrected with DaVinci Resolve. Can you believe it? The writers actually let Petey get turned into a zompire. Now, what do you think happened to Petey and the family? Do you think he bites them and they become zompires too? Kid shows never used to let the pets get hurt like that. It shows you that Goosebumps was willing to go there, you know? And of course we get the famous R.L. Stine outro.
You're a great actor. You really scared me when you played dead.
He really reminds me of Woody Allen here. Yeah.
He's good. He's really good.
Doesn't he?
I mean, the front.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, while the episode was all doom and gloom, the marketing around the episode was pure 90s gold. They dropped a standalone VHS in 1997 with the iconic cover art from the book. Disney even put out an audiobook cassette because nothing says family entertainment like Mickey Mouse distributing undead horror stories on tape.
Is this house haunted?
No, sorry. No ghost included.
I need to get my hands on this. And if you were lucky enough to hit Taco Bell in 97, you could score a 3D puzzle of the Dead House in your kids' meal. Fast forward to today, and Dead House is still cashing in. Pins, t-shirts, even a board game where you literally race toward the creepy house instead of running away from it. There were also a couple of video games that involved the Dead House. Anyway, which Goosebumps episode scarred you the most when you were a kid? Drop it below. It was probably Slappy. It was Slappy, wasn't it? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, put some sunlight on the like button. You can also get access to more exclusive content by going over to my Patreon at patreon.com/Dunniverse. Or you can hit the join button right here to become a member directly on YouTube. You'll get loads of videos not available anywhere else, and you'll get your name in the credits. And as always, see you next time.